Liberalism. Liberalism is a political and economic philosophy that emphasizes individual freedoms and rights, such as freedom of speech, religion, and the press. It often advocates for democratic systems of government where citizens have a say in decision-making through elections. Economically, liberalism supports a free market system where businesses and individuals can operate with minimal government interference. This ideology is rooted in the idea that individuals should have the liberty to pursue their own goals and interests, with the government serving to protect those rights and ensure fair competition. Conservatism. Conservatism values tradition, stability, and the preservation of established institutions. It emphasizes the importance of maintaining social order and stability, often through the preservation of traditional values and customs. Conservatives tend to support a limited role for government in both the economy and personal lives, preferring individual responsibility and private initiatives over government intervention. Socialism. Socialism is an ideology that advocates for the collective ownership and control of the means of production, distribution, and exchange. It aims to create a more equal society by reducing income inequality and ensuring that essential services like healthcare and education are accessible to all. Communism. Communism is a political and economic ideology that seeks to create a classless, stateless society where all property is owned communally and each person contributes and receives according to their abilities and needs. In theory, communism aims to eliminate social hierarchies, exploitation, and poverty by abolishing private ownership of the means of production. Fascism. Fascism is an authoritarian and nationalistic ideology that emphasizes strong centralized control, often under a single leader or dictator. It promotes the idea of a unified, homogeneous national identity and often uses extreme nationalism to rally support. Fascist regimes are characterized by suppression of dissent, censorship, and the use of force to maintain control. Anarchism. Anarchism rejects all forms of coercive authority, including the state, in favor of voluntary cooperation and self-governance among individuals and communities. Anarchists believe that hierarchical structures, such as governments and corporations, lead to oppression and inequality. Capitalism. Capitalism is an economic system where private individuals and businesses own the means of production and operate for profit in competitive markets. It is characterized by the pursuit of profit, private property rights, and market competition. Capitalism allows for individuals to own businesses, invest in enterprises, and accumulate wealth. Libertarianism. Libertarianism is a political philosophy that prioritizes individual liberty and minimal government intervention in both personal and economic matters. Libertarians advocate for personal freedoms, such as freedom of speech, association, and lifestyle choices, while also supporting a free market economy with limited regulations. Democratic socialism. Democratic socialism combines elements of socialism with a democratic political system. It seeks to achieve social and economic equality through a mixed economy that combines both private and state ownership of key industries. Democratic socialists advocate for robust social welfare programs, such as universal healthcare and education, funded through progressive taxation. Green politics. Green politics, or eco-socialism, is a political ideology that places a strong emphasis on environmentalism, sustainability, and social justice. It seeks to address ecological issues such as climate change, pollution, and resource depletion while also advocating for social and economic equality. Nationalism. Nationalism is an ideology that emphasizes the interests and identity of a particular nation or ethnic group. It often promotes a sense of national pride, unity, and cultural preservation. Nationalists advocate for policies that prioritize the well-being and sovereignty of their nation. Feminism. Feminism is a social and political movement that advocates for gender equality and the rights of women. It seeks to challenge and dismantle the social, political, and economic barriers that women face, including discrimination, sexism, and gender-based violence. Neoliberalism. Neoliberalism is an economic and political ideology that promotes free market capitalism, deregulation, and privatization. It emphasizes individual entrepreneurship, competition, and limited government intervention in the economy. Neoliberal policies often include reducing government spending, lowering taxes, and increasing reliance on market mechanisms to drive economic growth. Populism. Populism is a political approach that claims to represent the interests of ordinary people against a perceived elite or establishment. Populist leaders often use anti-elite rhetoric and appeal to the frustrations of the marginalized or disaffected segments of society. Imperialism. Imperialism is a political and economic system in which a powerful nation seeks to expand its influence and control over other countries or territories. Historically, imperialist powers have often used military force, colonization, and economic dominance to assert control over regions for resources, labor, or strategic advantages.